We now return to Let's Play Afterlife. See, what are these? The Happy Carnival. I've done this already, right? Yeah. Ah, there's something new. That is an orange. And there was also, let's see, a dream. Okay, but this one, the Eternafest. It's like Oktoberfest, but it goes on forever, hence the name Eternafest. Oh, and there's none of that silly Bavarian music either. Okay, well, that is good. That hasn't evolved yet. Oh, this one has the sickeningly sweet savannas. Sickeningly sweet sugar savannas. The sickeningly sweet sugar savannas are something of a classic attraction in heaven. Frankly, the temperate blessed seem to easily tire of these cities made out of candy, but everyone expects them to be here, so what can you do? Alright. Our angel quotient is going back up, but our import is going down, so my 85% here is actually working. That's nice. Let's see, here's a Palaces of True Love. For chaste souls, obviously. Within the many hallways and secret passages of the Palaces of True Love, a chaste soul can find its one true soulmate. What happens after that is really none of our business, is it? Okay. You can sort of tell by the sounds whether or not something has evolved into a much larger building. Okay, we're still experiencing a lot of bad vibes over this way. And we are a very long way from getting our next gift structure. Because it comes at 500,000. And we've only got 87,000, 88,000 souls. Our soul rate is slowly going up, however. We're now at 13 cents per soul. It is pretty efficient, though, so that's good. A lot of my stuff is just way out of whack. That is sort of what this game bogs down in later on, is the micromanagement, and you can imagine that having a larger afterlife causes a big problem with that. That is why I try and force my structures into the largest possible as early as possible, to sort of cut down on that. Unfortunately, they don't seem to want to go. Let's see here, the lands of milk and honey. For some reason, souls that have led temperate lives tend to seek out afterlife rewards that mix nutrition with indulgence. These simple groves filled with dairy farms and beehives seem to keep them happy. We just aren't getting the big structures. I may need to balance that. Looks like we got Camp Contentment again. Here's a new one. This is a 3x3. Went to Sim, so now we can expand this one as well. Although if I was smart, I would have done it in this end, so that the structure would have produced more good vibes, but that's okay. They still haven't evolved over there. We don't need a lot of anything right now. Let's move the planet back. How we doing? People, they're kind of neutral, slightly immoral. That's okay, that's cutting down on a lot of our population. They're all still at fire. It's only been 600 years. So that is fine. How are these doing? 44% full. Okay, well, I think... Oh, finally the roads went away. Good. Let's look at another person. Another soul. Let's look at one here. Click, tick, click, tick, tick, click, whatever. Welcome to Demon Rant, the yearly show where our lucky guest will have a chance to win a weekend stay in the realm of his or her choice. Our guest this evening comes to us from Ethiopia, where she was a practicing terrorist for over 21 years. She is sure to be popular in heaven for never eating all you can eat. Hell, she'd feel just as at home down under for leading a life of total slack and, oh yes, stopping and picking up every last nickel off the street. Let's give a hellish welcome to Click-Tack-Click-Deck. So, how does it feel being a guest? If you ain't winning, you ain't cheating hard enough. She's a temperate soul? The hell for? We did get a yellow here. And the road problem is back. Ooh, what is that? It was the Knight of a Jillion Awards. Uh-oh. The birds of paradise are flying over heaven. Okay, well the Knight of a Jillion rewards can wait. So, as you see, the birds come along and poop on everything. But this reward should... It should help us out here, but it's not. I guess they're not flying close enough. Damn. Well, anyway, it crapped on the DNA park, and what are the effects? It's under bad vibes, and it's putting out bad vibes. It's also inefficient. Great. Well, the first bad thing, and we weren't able to do anything about it, despite having the reward. Luckily, it doesn't last very long. The crap will stay there for a while, though, but I think it will disappear the more good vibes are in the area. So, I'm gonna do some more rebalancing. Alright, back to a Knight of a Jillion Awards. Every morning, humble souls are nominated for a variety of prestigious and important awards. Best soul in a lab technician role, coolest being in the multiverse, etc. Every afternoon, those same souls are adorned in expensive gowns and tuxes by top-notch angelic courtiers. And every evening, those humble souls are driven in stretch limos to star-studded award shows where everyone's a winner, literally. Afterwards, naturally, they party until dawn, then the whole thing starts over again. got another one here. The red carpet treatment. It takes a lot of behind-the-scene management, but the angels in this little slice of heaven make sure that the humble souls who live here get treated like celebrities wherever they go, without being pushy, of course. Aha. And we just got the game of Afterlife in the generic zone. Make sure it's balanced. Okay, the penultimate reward for blessed souls is nothing less than running the afterlife itself, or a reasonable facsimile thereof in any event. Using advanced fractal refraction technology, souls are allowed to play the role of demiurge over a sophisticated simulation of the very afterlife they're a part of. How do you know you're not doing it right now? I would hope that these are going to evolve soon. Because if we can get them to evolve, or at least stay balanced, this is the last 3x3 building for the generic zones, so its next evolution would be the 4x4. Over here, this stuff still hasn't gone. That's because it's unbalanced. We really don't need much, and I think a lot of that can be attributed to all the generic zones I've got. The topias are filling up, so is the station, training center. We're pretty much stuck at 65% imported. So maybe I want to increase this to say 90%, because it's training 100% of its capacity. Ah ha ha. We just got the big one for chaste souls. The Cherubopolis. Cherubopolis, the ultimate reward for chaste souls, is a relatively quiet place, punctuated by the occasional twang of a cherub's arrow, followed almost immediately by the sigh of two souls falling deliriously in love. Well, that will extend pink for quite some time. Right, but I may want to put down another training center. Because if we're capped out, at 100%, that means we're not going to grow any more angels here at home. I think we can afford just a small one. I could expand, like I could upgrade this one, but I don't think I need to. I'll just put this here, bring this down to 85%. I thought I saw something else. Well, this one grew. Trima Dice. Happy Carnival. We're still losing a lot of money. And it's all in the angels. Because we've got 134,000 in our rewards, which is the majority. So if I could actually get some, if I could actually get some more money. We're now up to 17 pennies per soul. This changed. Okay. Oh, now these are way out of whack. Really out of balance. Which is not conducive to evolution of those buildings. That should be okay. So, let's see. Training centers are, wow. So even the 2 training centers here, we are at full capacity. That's not good. I may have to just purchase an upgrade for them. $200,000 Now you see, it would have just been cheaper to have bought it outright, because now between putting down the 100,000 out upgrading for 200,000, it's actually going to cost me more. But alright, the Seraphim State College. The staid ivy-covered walls of the Seraphim State campuses hide a beehive of activity. Inside, blessed souls are being rigorously trained by some of heaven's most respected angels in an effort to earn their halos. Some take years to graduate, others give up and settle for an eternity of joy in heaven. Now these ones can actually accept all the way down to 30%, so they're very exclusive. I think I'll accept 80 for a while. 80% until, at least until we start growing more angels here at home. And even this is full. 88% almost. Well, fine, let's just upgrade this one too. Gonna need a lot more. Are you kidding me? They're still full? Well, let's see how many we are. Well, I guess we'll just wait to see how many we can get out of this. Being full isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that if you are not making enough homegrown angels here, then you're going to want... It's already cutting our costs, though. Sort of. Very slightly. We are now at Mega Schmuck. Looks like everything's unbalancing itself again. Yeah, alright. Oh good, what was this? Delight parades. In the real world, most parades are pretty dull. Oh sure, there might be the occasional float with 5,000 moving parts, or that rare marching band that isn't as boring as spit. Damn it. And I just lost it. It just evolved into the Hope Springs Eternal Spas. Don't worry, we'll get that parade back eventually. A lot of souls just need a good place to unwind after their long and arduous lives. The Hope Springs Eternal Spas are perfect for fulfilling those needs. Many souls spend decades just lolling about in the milk baths of human kindness, but there's also the forbidden fruit juice bar, the dust-to-dust mud facials, and of course the omniversally known Hope Springs Eternal, which washes away every last scrap of stress accumulated in a soul's previous life. Well, that must mean we're doing pretty good over here, if it's evolving into those, because I think those are some pretty high-end structures. Let's see, time heals all wounds. Have I done this one yet? Someone much smarter than me once likened time unto a river that burbles ever forward. It's true, but sometimes that river collects little pools. By diving into these pools, a soul can observe the entire history of the multiverse and get a nice bath in the process. I'd consider speeding it up, but I really don't think that's a good idea given how the computer treats it. Let's look at how we're doing. Training centers are full. 46% imported, okay. So we will probably want to increase those. It's cutting our costs though. It is doing that. Because it's costing me about 1,300 pennies a year just to import all those angels. Okay, there it is again. Let's go back to the delight parades. Okay. Let's face it, most parades pack 2 minutes of excitement into 3 hours. As per usual, Heaven does things with a bit more pizzazz. In Heaven's delight parades, everything that floats, marches, rolls, trots, scatters, explodes, bounces, saunters, creeps, and bilocates down the parade route is guaranteed to make the gathered souls go ooh, and it never ends. It's almost full too, 91%. These Halo Institutes of Technology can hold 1,000. Ah, the tribal conflict. First war of the planet. An extra 4,000 Embos killed, 7,000 injured. We are now at 240,000 souls in Heaven, at a 20 cent per soul rate. That is probably also helping our costs. But we really aren't getting much of anything here. Alright, so as we can see by this pie chart, 11% of the Embos on the planet believe that only cloud realms exist, so they only believe in heaven. No one believes in hell. I think 66% here believe in reincarnation. And we don't need to look at that. Our stations are getting pretty full. Station, the one, could probably afford to increase that later. We are still losing a lot of money though. About 1,000 pennies a year. Seem to have stagnated though. I don't know what that's all about. I guess there just isn't demand. Huh. Okay, looks like Brown just came into the Towers a Go-Go. When it comes to rewarding diligent souls, the most important thing for an angel to remember is keep 'em busy, stupid. The Towers a Go-Go make an angel's job easier than giving candy to a baby. What they are, basically, are towers that get built upwards towards infinity and beyond. Some souls work on the blueprints, while some weld the beams into place. Others concern themselves with the interior design, while still others handle the daycare duties. There's a job for everyone who wants one in these straining to be infinite structures, which is just how the diligent souls like it. We're running out of structures. Okay, well that is set. How are we doing on the vibes? Doing okay. Actually, now the vibes are counteracting the gate. No, they're not. I just had to move it over. they're counteracting it enough that, oh boy, here are the birds again, damn it. So that must mean there are enough bad vibes. I think that's what triggers the bad things. Why isn't this evolving? I definitely think the managing aspect of this game is the one flaw it has. Is it going to evaporate the bird? No, it isn't. What is going on there? That's really disappointing. Okay, well, that's another episode. Maybe, they flew the coop, okay. Maybe I will come back when more excitement has happened. Because it's going to be a long time before we need to even build more structures. Let alone even evolve more structures. I don't really know what's going on here. So maybe I'll come back after some time has passed. Look at this though. We've cut our loss down to 600 pennies. But our station is almost full, so I'm going to have to upgrade that. Training stations or training centers were not actually full. I wonder what that's about. 82% here. How many angels? 22% imported. Average AQ is only 73% though, so that's hurting the efficiency. Oh, not too bad actually. Everything is powered, so I don't need more siphons. It's really dense along here, along the generic zones. Actually, yeah, that's all that is. Everyone's cramming into the generic zones and not into the actual fate structures, which is probably why they aren't evolving, because they don't need to evolve. Their capacities are still relatively empty. So I guess that is one drawback from putting down too much generic zoning. Yeah, well, it's too late to get rid of it now. I definitely don't want to do that because I'll just lose souls. We are at 300,000 souls, so we're over halfway to getting our next structure. Still a lot of temporary souls, but I think once I get the next reward structure, by putting it here, I will be able to counteract all the bad vibes here, and hopefully something more interesting will happen. Anyway, see you next time.